Daring Abroad is brought to you by our friends at Remitly. Download the Remitly app to send money back home.
Hello there and welcome to the show. My name is Michael Zimanji. Today we pitch tent in the United Kingdom, London to be specific, where an innovative Kenyan is sharing her African heritage with the Western world through food. Her name is Perez Ochieng, and we will tell you how right after this teaser.
This is our shop, the Sakoma Foods Innovation.
UK-based Perez Ochieng is on a mission to help change dietary practices in Europe. Her secret weapon, African product.
When you look about what's happening in Europe about obesity, opportunistic diseases, there's a solution in natural foods.
Follow her journey as she shares why African food is key to healthy living.
African indigenous vegetables are actually medicinal.
With that out of the way, let's get into the story with Alex Chamwada.
For most people, daring abroad is a chance for one to gain the much-needed knowledge and experience from a first-world country. It is a rare opportunity where you get to acquire new skills from cultures that are perceived to be superior politically, scientifically, and economically. But for our guest today, this couldn't be further from the truth.
Karibu.
Perez Ochieng has been living in the UK since 1997. She is the founder and CEO of Sakoma Global Foods Innovation, a company dedicated to educating the Western world on the benefits of eating indigenous foods from Africa and beyond.
This is our shop, the Sakoma Foods Innovation.
Well done.
Well done. Thank you very much.
Well done. Well done.
Karibu, karibu.
Asante.
Welcome. This is our shop,
Nice.
our food innovation shop. So these are some of the products we give for what we call immune health, as well as your gut health. So rather than drinking things that are high sugar content, you drink floral waters, and this is great. My greatest passion is about innovation and creativity. I'm a very creative person. I've won several awards in Europe for creativity and innovation. I like to inspire other people by leading the way, showing them how things are done and sharing the knowledge with them. I'm also very studious and I'm an academic person. I do a lot of studies, doing a lot of research and different things. My greatest passion at the moment is innovation around food product development as a mainstay for healthy living and longevity. So this shop is actually one of my inspiration, building back on my background as a person. Having been born in Kenya, in the village, I observed a lot of things happening in my community, like my grandmother cooking, and generally I did not take that passion in life as a way of life to earn a living. But having come into this country for the last 25 years, I've begun to acknowledge the technologies and the skills that are possessed by people back in my village and in my country. And I'm beginning to be the catapult to be able to bring this knowledge to the world. Why am I saying this? Because at the moment, I have a feeling that Europe's have a feeling that they have more knowledge to transfer to Africa. But from my background, I believe that Africa has more knowledge to transfer to Europe. So I'm using my innovation and my ideas to bring the knowledge and the skills that Africa has that are going to be really beneficial for Europe at the moment. When you look about what's happening in Europe about obesity, opportunistic diseases, diet-based diseases, I think that there's a solution in natural foods which are made naturally like my grandmother used to make them. We do something called product co-creation. That is, we bring our knowledge of African indigenous ingredients and we work with other UK or European manufacturers to reformulate their products to make them much healthier. We've got lots of crisps from here, some of it from Kenya, some of it from local Uganda. We do natural crisps. There's no sugar, no salt, nothing added onto them. So that is a plantain crisp. Plantain crisp. Other snacks we have are like this. This is high protein snacks, and usually there are people on the go. So if you want to try, by the end of the day, your stomach should be bulging out of trying many things. So you can try some of the lemon coconut.
Nice. Nice.
In this shop, we are selling healthy food products, which are focused around gut health, to make your gut healthy in order to boost your immunity. We do a lot of natural organic honey, different flowers. When we talk about floral honeys, it's not about infusing them in flowers, but it's where they come from different parts of the world. So for example, we have honey from Latin America, we have honey from Spain, we have honeys from Tanzania. I'm sorry, we don't have honey from Kenya at the moment. But there are different regulations, there are different trade agreements between the UK and other countries that allow certain products to come into this country. So unfortunately, there are certain products of animal origin that might not be allowed, say for example, from Kenya to enter into Europe. So it's not by design, but it's just that those products are not allowed into the UK. But obviously there are other ways of making the product come into this market. Kenya needs to work harder and look at what are the loopholes that can enable them to plug into some of these. Because there are big markets for some of these products. We only need to know what does the market require and what are the specifications for buyers. The sugarcane itself as a product, we can use it in two various ways. We are using it to make sugarcane juice, which is fresh, authentic. There's nothing added onto it, no preservative whatsoever. So it's a natural drink for people who can chew it, can drink it like this. But we are also using sugar as a medicinal response to people who have gut problem.
After I use this sauce,
you are taking it away with it. Yes, yeah. Alex, everything you try, you're taking away today. So if I were you, I'd try more things.
Perez has been running this business since 2015 with the aim of enabling suppliers and consumers to meet healthy food requirements without harming the planet.
This is all organic baby food stuff. So this is a baby food drink.
Okay.
Baby organic formula, and we have them in goat milk. We have them in cow milk. We have them in different stages. So this is stage 1, this is stage 2.
And it's all organic.
And stage 3, and it's all organic. Typical client is somebody who walks in, is looking for healthy products. They either want to address a particular issue, say for example, they have issues to do with their digestive system. So they want to be able to say, I want to eat better. I want to have no IBS, internal bowel system problem. We have a lot of products for male audiences that say, I want to enhance my sexual ability. So we have things like maca powder, we have things like, say for example, seeds that they can boost their general health so that they can be productive. Typically, because there are a lot of guidance and restrictions in Europe in selling medicine, when people come into this shop, the assumption is that they know what they're looking for. So ours is to guide, not to advise on what is suitable.
Besides importation of various products, the business also manufactures its own products through factories in the UK and Spain. This is through a process that Perez refers to as disruptive manufacturing.
Disruptive manufacturing is where you process products in large volumes, but you don't own factories. So basically you disrupt, and we can develop the product in any part of the world, and we can enter any market with the same products. We do bread as part of our food products, which is made from millet and honeys. So it's a blend of a bread that is used specifically for gut health.
How many people have you employed?
At the moment, we have 35 people working in our office, in our production, and in our shop. And then we have partners who, like say for example in Spain, we have a whole innovation department that is assigned to us through a contract to develop our food products. So they develop food product for us as part of our team. and so with other manufacturers. So we have teams within companies that develop food products for us.
Very nice.
It's very nice. It's actually very nice.
Ideally, the whole purpose of innovation is not about working on a new product yourself, but leveraging on existing technologies and working to co-create new products out of that. So you're not always thinking, oh, I need to build a whole factory by myself, but you're thinking, okay, the ones that exist, how do we collaboratively work and create new products?
That's smart.
Talk about using traditional practices as a base for your innovative ideas. Quite remarkable. Time now for a break, but we still have more with Perez.
For the past 7 years, Perez Ochieng has been sharing the beauty of Africa through her innovation-led UK-based company specializing in importation, wholesaling, distribution and exportation. Her push for organic-based diets has resulted in the diversification of Britain's food industry. But how exactly has she done it?
I'm a qualified accountant, by the way, certified ACC. I should be sitting down doing some technical papers. And it's the University of East London. That's where I did my first degree in accounting and finance. And then I did ACCA, which is a general accounting. And then I started working with BBC as an accountant. I went into Financial Services Authority, KPMG. I worked for companies like Ernst & Young. But then in 2003, I decided that there was more people coming to me to find out, as a migrant or having come from Kenya, how do you get these jobs? And the first thing we did in 2006, we set up a training center, training people on things like for starting businesses, business incubation, training people on things like healthcare and services. In 2008, we had a call for diaspora to come and share their knowledge and skills with Kenya. And we adhered to that call, so we set up our first office in Kenya, which was in Kileleshwa, a business incubation. And this is where my journey with food started. I went to home and my father-in-law sent me to go and buy sweet potatoes from Kabondo. And you see, you grow up with these things, but you actually never really see how different they are until you are in another part of the world. And when I went to buy sweet potatoes from Kabondo, I found this line of women queuing up, trying to sell their potatoes. And I said, why are they standing there? But I forgot that actually I grew up in a similar environment. But why was I not acknowledging it then? Because now I've been exposed in a different part of the world. And now I understand differently. I understand how sweet potatoes is nutritious, how it's demanded, how people are paying a high price for it. So I made a mental note that one day I want to do something about it. So I came back to UK, and my first son was looking for a shop in order for me to sell the sweet potatoes from Kabondo. My initial business in imports was huge. This was a multi-million business at Spitalfield Market. So we went into this and we started saying, we want to import sweet potatoes from Kenya. This business for me was like another university to understand things about food products, handling, logistics, most importantly, preservation and quality, and long shelf life.
Yes, that was the genesis of Sakoma Global Foods Innovation. Since then, Perez has been pushing the boundaries and expanding palettes when it comes to what can be categorized as edible food. Perez is currently championing for inclusion of edible insects to the human diet. The insects are imported from African countries. This unbelievable passion and futuristic zeal has further motivated Perez to share her innovative spirit and expertise with other like-minded budding entrepreneurs.
Part of my big vision to grow as a business is to help other businesses that are in food product development. So we have what we call food artisans. So people who are developing their food products, and we give them opportunity to get into retail. So these are artisan, food producers that we help them to make quality products, prepare them for packaging and importing into the UK market. So this is the journey that I'm having now, bringing more people with better knowledge, a better understanding on things like fermentation of African food products, making things, indigenous things like fermented porridge, for example. And I'm so pleased to be able to say that people like professors like Professor Shelemaya Kea have agreed to come on board as part of our teachers and lecture team. Shelemaya Kea is a former vice chancellor for Moi University and has done a lot of research around food fermentation using African indigenous ingredients. So this is our young team, Margaret and Madembe Derekwa.
Yes, despite being the brainchild of Perez, Sakoma has a youthful team behind it.
As head of marketing, my job is to find ways to help the company grow. So learning about the new target market, any existing trends or any predictions for the future. And then for as customs and trade, I just mainly deal with bringing stuff in from different countries into the shop, making sure they comply with the country's laws and regulations.
And still on matters youth, Perez also uses the business to teach her children about their Kenyan heritage.
It's so pleasing to know as a parent that some of my children are taking the route that I'm taking, are coming on board. These are tech-savvy generation. And I'm so pleased to say that when my daughter joined the company as HR and training, she's brought in a fresh thinking, because when you look at it, our future customers are this generation. These are young people. I need to know how to communicate with them. I need to know what it is that they want, how they want it. These people don't go to supermarket and shop from the supermarket shelves. They shop from their phones on the go. So how do I upgrade my business to a level where I can still interact with these people as my future customers, because they're the future. So bringing young people on board in my company, Bydot and other young people, and mentoring them is something that I find so resourceful. Building their capacity, mentoring them, but also building the capability of the company to prepare ourselves for the future.
How old is Maggie?
Maggie is 20 now. She's 20 years.
20 and already an HR officer.
She's good. She's good at it, because their approach of these young people is not the way we approach things. I'm more like motherly, nurturing and supporting. And sometimes things are not going right, and I'm just thinking, oh, they're just going to happen, give them time. They don't have that time. They say you can't do it or you can't do it. When she's recruiting, it amazes me, how she just decides you're not good or you're good. We are going to develop, and it's like decisions made right on the spot. So there's no time wastage, and just hoping that things will sort themselves out. When we come to things like technology, what sort of technology are we using to run our office? She can run the office from the house. So she's got all these systems and gadgets where she can do time scheduling, she can set up times for meeting with people in the office. I'm thinking I need to be there physically present, So it's also teaching me a new way of doing things, and I'm so grateful for it.
It feels like home, because it's a kind of family business, and she is part of the OG diaspora, that's what I like to call it. And obviously with the second generation, it kind of feels like I'm carrying on a legacy, not only just for my own family tree, but for the whole of Kenya. Just mainly because I remember around 10 years ago, everything that you saw, made in China, made in China, made in China. And now that I'm starting to see products that are made in Kenya, and they're such good quality as well, it's something that I want to share around and talk about with my friends. And it just kind of brings a very good warmth to my heart, just to know that this is my home country and this is what we can make.
Looking at what Perez and her team have accomplished, the perception is that the road has been smooth for the maverick. However, Perez is quick to disprove this notion, stating that the business has faced a number of challenges, such as Brexit.
When Britain came from Europe, a lot of things were unknown. Say, for example, previously when we imported products from Kenya, we'd bring them into here and we basically re-exported them to other European countries, through local logistics, lorries. But now, anything that comes into UK must be re-exported into another country. So it's a whole load of paperwork for re-exporting into another country. So UK is now like a third country to other European countries. So any product that comes here or is exported from this country into them goes through the same rigorous process of check as any products coming from Kenya into UK today. So the way it affects us is logistically, it takes so long for products to move from one country to another.
In spite of this, Perez still believes this is where she is meant to be, but she admits that life here requires some degree of mental and emotional strength.
One thing you must do is to make up your mind that you want to be your own person. You're going to pursue your path, not to be distracted. At any one time, people would say, oh, it's good to invest in property. There's more money in this and there's no. What is your vision as a person? What is your passion? Commit to that passion, and along it, you'll find the way and the people that will take the journey with you. Do not be half-hearted. Stay there. There are failures. I can guarantee you that you will fail at some point, and you will fail miserably. But with that failure that comes, not once, you will fail. But if you fail once, get up twice or three times. Because there's nothing as failure. I've always said, there's only knowledge to be gained.
Would you advise people as bank manager unable to just leave their jobs, go abroad is better?
No, I wouldn't. Because when you're coming here, you're starting afresh. Unless, of course, you're a banker and you're coming into a banking job. But if you're just going to walk in here and think, I hope to catch a banking job somewhere, then it is the wrong approach. So if you're coming here, either you're coming here as an entrepreneur, you're going to fight your way into visions and dreams and ideas and visions that you want to achieve them. And you see this as a platform and opportunity that will enable you to do that. And then you're going to add that critically, and if there's any message that I have to pass anybody today, do not think you're going to succeed in this country with raw knowledge. What you know will not make you successful. You are coming here to become more technical. You are coming here to gather more information, educate yourself, even in just simple things like communication. You're educating yourself where to network with people and get the right people. I've mentioned I'm dealing with big factories and big manufacturers. How do I get them? I don't get them sitting here and things just follow me. You've got to proactively pursue things and pursue people. And you've got to be willing to make those networks that make the whole. Your business is not going to succeed by you sitting in a house and working.
Amazing. A Kenyan educating the Western world of how to use food as medicine. Who would have thought? That brings us to the end of the show. But before I let you go, since we've been talking about agribusiness, the Africa Center for Women in ICT will host a Tech for Food event on the 30th of March in Laikipia County. The event will bring together the best of the ICT and agriculture sectors. If you'd want to take part, contact the number on your screen. With that, many thanks for watching and see you next time.
Daring Abroad is brought to you by our friends at Remitly. Download the Remitly app to send money back home.